Okay, good morning, guys, and welcome to the first episode of Country Thinkers this week. As we all know, this is basically a market outlook session. What we're trying to do is just see what opportunities can get in the market, and you guys get to see how I get my entries. And next, it's basically my Forex trading strategy. So, before we start proper, for those that are watching this video on YouTube, please like and subscribe to the page, and you can always share my content. So let's get started. Fundamental wise, we have a whole lot of low impact news, and then we have a high impact news on card by 2:30, and then another one on USD by 4 p.m. Consumer confidence is GDP on card. Well, then the rest is just small impact. But all these small impact news are actually plenty that will actually see a lot of movements. The movement might not be fast, but then we'll see a lot of movement today. So let's jump on our charts here and see what we can get. Now, I'm going to start with AED/USD. Basically, these are basically the pairs I trade. Now, let's look at the 4H. Let me explain something for you guys. Let's go to the 4H. So this is what the 4H looks like. So we basically created this lower high, then more or less this was the lower low, one small low. I'll not even use that one to listen. So we had lower high, lower low, another lower high, and then price is trying to sell to the downside. But then if we go back to the 1H, there's something funny going on here. So we had a lower low here, a lower high, a lower low, lower high. Then price failed to create another lower low. Then we broke that lower high to the upside, which was more or less a shift in market structure. So now that shift in market structure upward, price came back. We tapped that neckline here. Those that know how to trade shift in market structure very well. Once a shift in market structure happens, what you are looking at for is a retest and then a continuation. And then price came and retested it. But then, since the higher time frame bias was actually bearish, I was not even expecting the thing to buy like that. So I went to the lower time frame. The time I woke up around 6, that was when this candlestick formed. And it was exactly at this zone here. This higher time frame zone here, this 1 hour zone. It was exactly there. Once price taps inside, we formed this entry criteria, this candlestick, this one here. So now this candlestick here basically is an entry criteria. Change the color of that to brighter. It's an entry criteria in the sense that it's actually a bullish pin bar. So I was expecting buys. But then, like I said, I was not expecting the buys to go on for a long time. So I was just expecting just a short buy, something like this. Enter here. Stop loss just below the candlestick, and then I was targeting this level here. I think it was a 2-hour out trade. I was targeting this level here. Now, price came back before this candlestick pushed to the upside. This one that is here, let this thing leave this place. Before this one that is here pushed up, it actually came down. I actually set a buy limit, but then my broker, I don't understand why they did not keep me in the buy limit. I actually screenshotted it. I'll actually message their customer care later. Price now actually activated, and then the buys went up to the upside. What I was looking out for was that, okay, once this buy starts, I'll just take profit here once I get like maybe 1 hour or 2 hours. It was a quick scalp because I got the entry criteria, but then it was against the 4-hour trend, so I was not expecting to buy for a long time. But then the thing now activated, and then price actually went hit the TP, and then now it's reversing. So that's I actually missed that buy. What I'm basically looking out for now on AED/USD, it's quite tricky because right now we know that the higher time frame bias is actually bearish. But then on this 1 hour, I've already started shifting structure. So to be on the safer side, this is what I'm going to be looking out for. I have this high here. If this is going to be the bullish trend is saying it wants to turn into, then I would like to see price break above. Yeah, clearly break above. At that point, that shift in market structure will be clear even on the 4H. You get, so that time now we know that we're starting to become an uptrend. Yeah, my alert. I set an alert here. That was basically where I was looking to enter. That the place price, how will I put it now? the place where the market failed to kick me. Yeah, that's why I set an alert. So now, since this thing is showing that it's shifting to an uptrend, let us see it clearly break structure. Then at the point it breaks structure to the upside, at this time, to even the higher time frame will be bullish. So now look for a retest and then a continuation. But then there's another thing I'm having in mind. This one is a little bit crazy. Let me drop my feed from here to here. This price coming back to the 0.618. I can just decide and we can just decide and take buys back at the 0.618, and then we just use our feed to be on the safer side. That one we'll know that we're using our feed basically. So what I'm going to do right now, yeah, in as much as, how will I put it now? In as much as the higher time frame bias is bearish, yeah, and I am inclined to look more of sells. This thing is a little bit tricky, honestly. What's going through my head right now, Ba? Please hope you guys are with me on this session. Hope you guys can hear me clearly.
Yes, sir.
What's going through my head right now is that, can we come back? Because price is impulsing to the downside now. Can we come back, tap into this level, and then we just buy to the upside? Because already we have shifted structure. So that's what I'm like feeling might happen. Because this candlestick, the way it's just pushing to the downside is too strong. And most times when candlesticks impulse to the downside like this to entry points, most times you just come, it's just bluffing. You just come and tap that level and then just go back to the upside. It's a 10 pip stop loss trade. See, it's now rejecting. Okay, now, so this is what we're going to do, yeah? Once price gets to these entry points, I'll be taking a buy. Do you get? I'll be taking a buy to the upside. I'll be looking to ride this whole thing to the upside. That's one way I'm going to look at it. Then the second way is that, say we have these lows here. On this 1 hour time frame, we're shifted to a bullish market, so we're supposed to be looking out for buys, which we'll be looking out for that buy at that level. Right? But then we still have this low here. So as long as price is still above it, that buy will still be valid. Do you get? So now, if we don't buy and then we break this low to the downside, then basically we're continuing that downtrend on the 4H. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm just going to flow with the market here. I'm not going to overthink it. Because I think the problem now is that I'm just factoring in plenty things. I'm not going to overthink it. Then in the long run, yeah, for those that want to be conservative, and follow the whole uptrend, the whole downtrend on the 4H, yeah, you can just wait for price to break above here before you can start looking out for buys. At this point, even the higher time frame will start shifting structure. But for now, I'm going to be taking buys from here. Where's that 0.618 to the upside? Let me plug my feed. That's what I'm going to be doing on NZD. The price is basically almost at the entry point. So I'm going to set another sell limit. So I'm not even going to set. If I set a sell limit, my broker will not kick me. Sorry, a buy limit is not kick me. So let me set an alert there. Once price starts getting below that level, I'm going to enter the buy. So that's what I'm going to be doing USD. I'm not going to leave it. I already have enough equity in my account. So I'm not going to say no, let's wait for it to break above. No. I'm going to wait for it to come back to that point. So I'll be taking a buy from here to the upside. That's what I'll be doing in USD. Then NZD USD is almost the same thing. These guys just move in the same direction. NZD USD, if you look at the 4H, it's actually bearish. We had this lower low, price has formed the lower high, and price is pushing to the downside. Do you get? But then if you go back to the lower time frame, price just created the lower low, lower high, failed to create another lower low, and then we broke a bull, and then price retreats deep, and then now we're starting to push up. Now we're looking like we're rejecting to the upside. But why I will not take NZUSD is because I dropped my feed earlier in the morning. This was what it was looking at. It was looking like, okay, price is actually at that 0.6 level right now. It's below it. Why I'm feeling one kind about NZUSD is because price already tapped at 0.79. But then the thing is, in as much as price tapped it, if AUD is going to buy, this one is going to follow to buy. So what I'm just going to do on these two pairs right now, since NZUSD is already here, let me make my stop loss like this. This is how many pips stop loss? This is like 4.3 pips stop loss. So let me make it like this. So it's something like this. I'll just drop my stop loss at that 0.79 level. Yeah, 5.3 pips. I'll take a buy from there to the upside. Let's see. $6.3. ZUSD. 2.3 pips. 2.3. So guys, yeah, I just jumped on NZUSD. It's more or less like I don't want to say I'm gambling it, but then I just want to see how it plays out. Yeah, let's say it plays out. What's basically convincing me, in as much as the 4H is bearish here, what's convincing me to enter this field now is the fact that even if the 4H is bearish, if a shift in market structure wants to happen, it basically starts on the lower time frame before it starts appearing on the higher time frame. So I'm just going to take the buy. Anything that happens should happen. Let's just pay attention and see how it goes. Then the one I'm targeting next is just AUD-USD. Let's see whether AUD-USD get back to this entry point. So once it gets back to that entry point, I'll be jumping on another buy from there. So that's what I'll be looking out for on this pair. Basically, for now. Is there any other pair you guys want us to take a look at? Is there any other pair you guys want us to take a look at?
Yes, GBP USD.
Please, if you are taking any of these trades, please use proper risk management. Even myself, I'm using proper risk management. It's just 1% of my account that I'm risking. Please. Yeah, to be on the safer side. Risk management, guys. Someone said GBP USD.
Yes.
Whoa, it has been long since I actually looked at GBP USD. I don't actually know that the thing is behaving like this. Wow. Where did these buys come out from? So we basically created this low one. This one we sort of broke, we came back inside. We did as if we broke, we came back inside. See, honestly, I feel GBP USD is still ranging. Like overall, this thing is still ranging. Overall, it's still ranging because we are not properly breaking to the downside. We'll break, we'll come out, and then we'll still go back inside. So I feel we are still ranging on this pair. Look at the 4H. Let's look at the 1H. Is there anything we can trade? This one is quite tricky. I think what you should just do basically on this one is just to wait for more price action. Or you can just look at this high here. This one here. If price can come back and break it to the upside, if price can come, break it to the upside, then you can just look out for a retest. But then the next area that we have is around here, which is deep down here, which it will take a while before price will actually reach there. So I don't know. You can shall watch out. Once price reach here, you can be looking to take a buy from there. Sorry, what's there? This one's the downside here. But then overall, this whole thing is just ranging. So I feel any trade you're looking to catch on this one now, be more or less you forcing it. But then just watch out and see how it plays out. Just watch out for more price action. Is there another pair you guys want us to take a look at?
Okay, how about SAUSD?
XAUUSD, that's good.
Yes.
The guys that took this NZD, I think what I'm just going to be doing is more or less, I'm not going to say it's a quick scalp, but I'll just watch out and see how it plays out. My broker is not even trying for me, sir. My broker is not trying for me. The spread is really, really, really killing me. XAUUSD, that's good. Ah, hold on, one second. Okay, before each on this one too is actually bearish. So we created this low, lower high, lower low, and price is pushing up. We pushed up, that create the lower high, and then now it's pushing down. So XAUUSD is in a downtrend. So let's go to the 1H and take a look at it. So the thing is, even gold is almost the same thing we have with NZD-USD and AUD-USD. So basically we created this whole more or less a double bottom here. Lower low, lower high. More or less another lower low. But then we shifted structure to the upside. We came back inside. We tapped here. We tapped here and then we rejected to the upside and then now we're selling to the downside. So the sell is actually massive. It's actually strong. We're selling to the downside right now. Let's just say this one here, if I was trading this one, this is where I'll be looking at to take a buy from. But currently price is selling to the downside, so let's let it sell. Yeah. Where we can look out for now is let's pay attention here. Will price come to actually break this level to the downside? And if price breaks this level to the downside, what we'll be looking out for now will be what a retest and then a continuation. So that's what we'll basically be looking out for on this pair right now. So let's just watch out and see how it plays out. So let's just pay attention and see how it goes. Let's just pay attention and see how it goes out there. Is there another pair you guys want us to take a look at? Okay, in the absence of any other pair, please, for those that basically took this entry on NZDs, let's just watch out and please pay attention to this because more or less if price gets this price is almost is just ranging in within SL, but it's going to be like a quick one. I will just end. I might take my profits very, very early, maybe at a 2 hour or even at maybe 1.5 because I'm not looking to stay long since the overall trend is actually bearish. Yeah, so let's just pay attention to it and see how it plays out. Okay, in the absence of any other pair or any question, I'd like to call it a session. Yeah, let's just see how it goes. Basically. So,
All right, thank you.
yeah, no worries. Take care of yourselves, guys, and have a very wonderful trading. Bye.
Bye.